and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. That being said, we are on time today. Hopefully, no more technical difficulties. And the first thing I want to do today is shout out everyone in the chat, including member JDA79. He's got the emojis. He's some direct supporting the channel member. Thank you for that. Shout out to the old potato in here. Plays BMX video games, uploads BMX videos, Taco Slurpees, that skater. So first thing we got to talk about today is not really BMX related, but it's kind of BMX related because the person involved is BMX related, and that is Matt Hoffman. In fact, that he's taking Volvo to court. So there's a lot of information here. Pretty much, it's a press release about the whole entire thing. And what I got from it is that when he was rear-ended in July, it was sometime previously this year, Hoffman and his wife were rear-ended within traffic. And when that happened, his seat completely collapsed, causing him to get pushed into the back seat, and he hit his head, fracturing his skull and giving him a traumatic brain injury. That's why he was in the hospital for some period of time. And so because that happened, he is suing Volvo from what I'm gathering. And basically the reason behind this is that there are safety standards that are in place for this happening, but the standards that are there are not good enough. It literally says, the last sentence here is, or I guess I'll go to the last two sentences. It says that other automobile manufacturers routinely test for a seat back strength beyond federal standards because the fact that, and the reason that they do this is because it's well known that a lawn chair will pass this standard. Crazy, and it seems that Hoffman is suing them because of this. Hopefully it goes in his favor because a traumatic brain injury and fracturing your skull is something that you shouldn't have to deal with when you're driving a car. It's a 2015 is what it says in the press release. Shouldn't have to deal with that craziness, so hopefully it goes in their favor and it gets things to change, and maybe they'll up the standards for these car manufacturers so that they have to pass a test that is actually proving that it's safe whenever you get rear-ended like this. And the only reason that his wife didn't sustain injuries is because the rear seat went forward, not allowing the front driver's seat to go backward like that. Crazy stuff. But let's move on to some BMX related content that has actually got riding involved. So I wanted to highlight the USL BMX cage match that they're uploading the videos from, because this is super awesome. They took everybody to the same skate park in California. It doesn't say which skate park it is, but these are the first Man, I cannot talk today, folks. These are the first matches in the Game of Bike Championship. Round one, we had Devin Smiley and Joris Colom. We had Matt Nordstrom and Adrian Varela, Dan Kruk versus Hilario Olivos, Colin Verignac versus High Desert, Albert Mercado versus Cookie Balls, Mike Stahl versus Crank Flipper, Ethan Corrier versus Denim Cox, Brandon Began versus Mikey Milky Andrew, Antonio Chavez versus Brad Moore, Ryan Mills versus Blaine Brennan, JP Ross versus Tyler Veach, and Grant Casaluzzo versus Justin Schuall. Holy cow. I watched all of these and they are all so good. Some of them are better than others. Like, I really enjoyed the Ethan Corrier versus Denim Cox because Denim, the dude just sent everything. He did not care if he was going to, maybe he cared, but it didn't seem like he cared if he was going to fall or eat it or even come close to landing the tricks, but he sent everything. It was so wild to watch. I also enjoyed Albert Mercado versus Cookie Balls. Never heard of this cookie dude before, but him and Albert are a perfect matchup, and it was an awesome game. I immediately went and followed this dude on Instagram after the fact because he just did some really, really cool stuff. Like, he did I think he did a grind up, maybe he didn't grind, but he ended up doing a foot plant T-Vog 180 out of going up this ledge. He might have been grinding, he might have just been riding up the wedge part, but either way, it was awesome. So much good stuff in this one and a perfect matchup. Colin Verniak versus High Desert was also really, really good. Matt Nordstrom, Adrian Varela was a really good matchup. These things are definitely worth watching. Every single one of these. And this is just round one. We move on from here. I'm assuming there's going to be 6 games from this point on. Definitely awesome. Somebody in the chat said here in the UK, Volvos are well known for being built like tanks. I don't know, man. I don't know. So moving on from here, another thing that I wanted to highlight this week is the behind the scenes video from Courage Adams doing the Lion 25 stair bar spin. They posted the video where it was his welcome to Vans, I think it was. It was a quick video, welcome to the global team. And it only showed this angle on this bar spin, and we definitely needed to see more than just this angle. So this 5-minute raw video has the first 3 minutes of the attempts to make it happen from a couple different angles, and it is insane. If you just pay attention to the amount of air time he has from the time he takes off to the time that he lands, it's wild. You can tell just how high that drop is, and look, you can see how far it is. The thumbnail of the video today is from the other angle. Definitely check this one out and click through it. And the last couple minutes of this one is just the celebration of like this, what felt like the surrealness of it actually happening and him landing it. I see more people coming in here. Thank you guys for joining into this live BMX news video. I hear if you hit the like button, more people come in, and that helps me out. So just saying. Moving on from there, the 2021 Dig Photo Comp is now live, and there's over $1,000 of prize packages up for grabs. And here are kind of the rules or the parameters of this. It's open to up-and-coming BMX photographers from around the world. They'll be picking winners for 2 categories, riding and lifestyle. There's a total of $1,000 worth of prize packages, including a selection of footwear and apparel from Vans. First place in the riding category will receive $500 cash. The winning photos will be printed in their annual end-of-year print edition of Dig. That's pretty sweet. You email your entries to this email address with Dig Photocomp as the subject, and the closing date is November 25th, 2020. I think that's wrong. But the contest will be judged by Dig's founder, Will Smith, not the Will Smith from movies, but Will Smith in BMX, along with legendary Dig photographers, Fred Murray and Rob Delecki. It's pretty sweet. Apparently this is what you could win from Vans. It'd be cool if they worked with some like local photo stores or anything like that to like get photography stuff as a prize somehow. I think that'd be really cool because these people are up and coming. Maybe like a gift card. I guess $500 cash could get you some equipment, but maybe a photography store local to Dig somehow, or an online shop like B&H would be psyched to get involved with something like this and give like a gift card to B&H or something. Just a suggestion for if anyone at Dig sees this. There's plenty of time to get involved. Well, maybe not, because the closing date was last year. Might want to update the closing date on the website, guys. Yo, Taco Slurpees with the $10 super chat. Thank you. And it's a sticker or something with a guy doing an emoji thing. So moving on from there, we're going to talk about some videos from this week, and I've decided that moving forward in BMX news, I'm going to list all of the videos in order of length, not in order of what I think people care about or any type of like subjective ordering for this. It's all in order of length, starting with the Iowa trailer. This is a full-length video that is coming out of Iowa, and the trailer's just over a minute long. And there's a bunch of guys in here: Austin Engstrom, Johnny Garrett, Gage Cox, BZ, Josh Duck Reuter, Jeff Otzel, Levi Yoakum, and there will be also some homie mix sections in there as well. Full-length video that you'll be able to buy and watch. And I'll be honest, I hadn't heard of any of these guys before, so I definitely wanted to throw this in here because making a full-length video is not easy. It is hard work, and the fact that they're putting in this work and making something that other people can enjoy is definitely something that deserves their recognition. And I thought that they would be psyched if maybe they saw that I talked about it. Moving on from there, we had the first video from the Source BMX Distillery. It's called The First Fill, and it's got Brian Kaczynski, Corey Wigowski, and Grant Castelluzzo in it. We see this crazy contraption of grind rails and gaps and wedges and curved ledge insanity, and we see them actually riding it in this video. Corey is an insane person for the gap to grinds that he did in here, but you get a first look at this ramp setup, and hopefully, I left a comment asking if I could come Fufanu something there. Hopefully I can get in touch with these guys and go and make a video at the distillery, because I think that would be really fun. And these types of setups are always fun to ride because there's always something different that you can do here. I can already see a couple different things that I would be stoked to do with this one. So moving on from there, the next longest video from this week was a video from BSD that actually came out last week that I didn't get a chance to include, and that is a video with the BSD team, a couple people, and I can't pronounce that name, Guy Scroggie and Thomas Roostin. Alex Donachie is the one who filmed this one, and it's in Kyiv. Not sure if that's a country or a city in a country, but check that one out if you guys want to. It's 2 minutes 15 seconds long. Then for all the trail guys out there, we've got a video called Afternoon with Freddie Househam from United. This one's also just over 2 minutes long. Those are flip-flopped in order for my length structuring, but whatever. Trails video if you guys want to watch some trails footage. Then we get to one that I'm pretty stoked on, like the insanity of. This is Sean Ricani's video called VX from Cult. This one was filmed and edited by Dakota Roche, and it's Sean Ricani doing roof drops, crazy technical grinds, and a lot of insane stuff in here. He does a hop 3-whip into a giant bank in this video, and that part was really entertaining. And just the overall solidness of Sean's riding and how dialed he is it comes through in his videos, and it's entertaining to watch, to say the least. So moving on from here, we're getting into the longer videos from this week. We've got the Daily Grind in Pittsburgh, Daily Grind in the Berg. This one's just under 4 minutes long if you're a fan of any of the Daily Grind dudes. Chase Busey, Jeff Purdy, Mike Vitito, Isaiah Johnson, Sean Klusner. They were all out for the weekend in Pittsburgh. I believe this happened at the Pittsburgh Street Jam, or the same day as the Pittsburgh Street Jam, same weekend. Good session in here. Profile Racing, Woodward Days. This one has a bunch of shredders in it. Mark Mulville's in here, Dan Conway, Shane and Dylan Leeper, Corey Faust, Bobby Proctor, and Chris Childs, and it's 5.5 minutes long. So definitely check this one out if you guys are a fan of any of those profile racing dudes. Then we had a video from the Rumble at Rocklia BMX Jam presented by Lux BMX. Definitely check that one out if you're interested. Also 5.5 minutes long. Then we had Haro Sessions at Claremont. Just under 6 minutes, 5 minutes 50 seconds, with Dennis Enerson and Michael Mogajone riding Claremont Skate Park. If you've ever seen Claremont's park, you know how much there is to ride here. If you've ever seen Dennis and Michael ride, you know how much of a shredder they are and how crazy things could get just in a couple sessions or a session at Claremont Skate Park. Then we've got part 2 of Van's Live Fast video. They premiered what I believe was the entire length of this video at Swampfest this year, and it is insane. It is worth the watch, no doubt about it. And just to go through some of the guys who are in this: Corey Walsh, Trey Jones, Jason Watts, Dennis Enerson, Gary Young, Chris Fox, and Matt Cordova. A lot of shredders in this one, and a lot of fast and loose dudes, so you know that these guys are going insane. And to see Trey Jones and Dennis Enerson riding with those guys, and Gary Young, they all fit together and make an awesome video. So definitely check that one out. Then we had a video, it's like a Dig exclusive or Dig feature called Non-Bikenary, Benny Gonzalez and Dig BMX. The first 3 minutes of this one are an edit, and then after that there's like 7 minutes of raw behind the scenes footage, as you see here. And there's some words from Dig, as well as some words from Benny and some words from Corey Walsh, because the rider in this, it says 21-year-old trans non-binary BMX rider. So if that's something that you care about and you want to read and check this video out, it is linked in the description down below, or it will be after the stream is up. Moving on from there, the next longest video in this one. So if you guys haven't caught on yet, if you want to watch longer videos, the longer videos are at the end of the list here. We have the Work BMX Louisville, Kentucky road trip video. This one, John Courts is in here, Mike Courts is in here, Brad Gibbs, Anthony Quadros, Sammy Tedesco, Isaac Killingsworth, and Davey Osgood. 10 minutes, 45 seconds or 46 seconds. Louisville, Kentucky road trip. Watch the video, if nothing else, to see Davey Osgood. He's one of my favorite riders ever right now because some of the stuff he does is just magical to watch and is so awesome. He's one of the most humble people. Rad dude. Davey, if you see this, come ride race soon. Moving on from there, we have the next to 9 acres videos from S&M. This one is a long one. If you want a long video, this is the one. 21 minutes long. 9 acres. The boys are back in town. Mark Mulville was there in the thumbnail, so you know he's showing up. And I guess they're celebrating Big Papa Mike's B-Day in here, plus the Potosny brothers. So both Mike and Mark are in here. 21 minutes long. The Hallahans are awesome. The Potosny brothers are awesome. This is going to be an awesome video. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but you know that it's worth watching because this is the kind of stuff that is real and really awesome at the same time. Moving on from there, we got one product-related thing to talk about this week, and that is the Kink 2022 complete bike videos are out. So videos promoting all of the 2022 Kink complete bikes from the 12-inch to the 14 to the 16 to the 18 to the 20-inch completes. All of them have their own videos, so check those out if you're interested. Then we got one interview type video that came out this week. Actually, no, there's two. I gotta pull one up after this. If you guys have any questions in the chat or just want to talk about anything, leave it in the chat now and I'll address it as I'm pulling up this one last video because you have to watch it. It's so freaking good. But first, we've got Logan Martin's Stay Dedicated video. This one is like 15 minutes long. Yeah, 14 minutes, 20 seconds long. And it's a documentary video about Logan Martin telling his story. I'll just read this description. Telling the story how he got to where he is today with a look at the insane amount of work he puts in to stay on top and so much more. Great riding footage along with some footage from the work he's putting in off his bike as well. This is definitely an interesting watch, so get on that play button. That comes from Kurt at BMX Union writing that up. We the People said their 2022s are coming soon. I would imagine most complete bikes for 2022 are coming soon. But if you guys are interested in Logan Martin's story, the Olympics, and the hard work that he puts in to be where he is at and just be the best rider. He won Park Rider, some Rider of the Year, something or another Rider of the Year at Nora Cup. So the other video that I wanted to talk about this week, I have no idea how to find this other than to go onto Instagram. It's with Ryan Mills. Man, please, I'm just going to go out of this while it's loading. We're going to go over here. So it's featuring Ryan Mills, and it's a video from like the New York or from the Nevada something or another. I'll get it. We'll get there. I'm just gonna pull it up right now. I'm sorry for this. I meant to pull it up. Road to Recovery is what this video is called. And it comes from the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services. And this video follows or talks to 3 different recovered addicts in it and kind of tells their story of recovery. And Ryan Mills is in here and they talk about BMX a little bit, but just telling Ryan Mills' story in a fantastically made video. The video is so well done. There's a little bit of like, it's not, I wouldn't call it skit type stuff just because it's not really, but it's worth watching. I'll throw it into the description. I'll put it as the last video because it's a documentary just like the Logan Martin one, but it's just worth watching, honestly. And if you know anyone who could benefit from watching this, definitely send it to them because, once again, it's just worth watching. So, we just had a question in the chat from who was Taco Slurpees asked, did you watch the game of bike Ryan versus Maddie? I did watch that game of bike, and holy cow, dramatization. That's what the word I was looking for the stuff that was in this. But I watched the game of bike. Here, we'll pause it on Ryan Mills. Watch the game of bike with Maddie and Ryan. If you guys didn't watch it, definitely watch it because holy cow, it was really, really good. It was a battle back and forth to the end. I'm not going to say who won or give any spoilers or anything like that. I'll just say it is definitely worth watching. It's a pretty long video. Hopefully, there will be more of these types of things because Corey did that game of bike against Morgan Wade. Maddie did one against Ryan Nyquist. Like, now is Brooklyn going to challenge somebody? I have no idea what comes next, but it was definitely worth the watch. Kevin Jackson asked, did you find your pads? So for anyone who doesn't follow me on Instagram, I accidentally left my pads on the roof of my car driving home from the YMCA last night. And I realized it this morning at 8:30, and I drove the exact path that I would have taken to get home, and they were nowhere to be found. Of course, today was trash day, so I'm assuming with the trash truck stopping and going that they probably picked it up, or somebody picked them up because they were on my side of the car and they would have fallen into the middle of the road, so they're just gone. Bummer. Luckily, I have a spare set of knee pads and some ankle braces that I can use. I actually hadn't started riding in the Bigfoot braces yet, so maybe that was my sign that I needed to start riding in them. So that's what I'm going to do. I just have to get a pair of shin guards, unfortunately. Got to figure something out with that. Hopefully, Rays or Changa has some that I can buy on my way up there tomorrow. Speaking of that, anyone who is in the area, go ride Rays tomorrow. Taco Slurpee said, so wait, was that the loud crash you heard? No, I think I figured out what that was. I have no idea. I think it was one of these. Osage Orange. I have to drive back and check, but I saw one of these on the side of the road when I was driving. I think that might be what it was, but I got to check to see if there's still any in the trees or not. I think that's what it was. Rays tomorrow. Yeah. Hopefully, I think Rays has shin guards, and I hope that Changa has the exact same ones that I had because those were awesome. I love those shin guards, the shadow shinners. So yeah, I don't know if that was the loud sound. For anyone who's not up to speed, I can't believe there's 28 people still in here. And anyone at this point listening on the podcast side of things on Anchor, I'm sorry that you're listening to this craziness after the BMX news video. But for anyone who doesn't know, I was driving home last night in the rain. It was dark. All of a sudden, there was like an explosion, a huge loud bang that I felt like was like an explosion of like a bike tire. If you're at the skate park or you've ever been at a contest and somebody's tire exploded, you know what I'm talking about, how loud and insane it is. It felt like that happened like at my rear view mirror, and it turned on one of the dome light things in the front, and it opened the little sunglasses compartment, and I checked. There was nothing, no signs of anything on my car, no dents or damage of any kind. So I have no idea. Like, I figured if it was one of those big green things, it would have left a mark on my car. I have no idea what happened. But I also had left my pads on the roof of my car, and they were gone by that point too because I stopped and checked right after that, and they were not there. I would have seen them if they were. So yeah, bummer. Z Coaster or BSD? My Z Coaster has been reliable and consistent for 5 years, but I'm doing a new build over the winter. Well, if your hub is fine, why don't you get the BSD and try it? And if you don't like it, build your Z Coaster hub to your new rim that you had the BSD on and sell the BSD hub, and then you don't have to worry about it because you can guaranteed sell that hub. There's going to be somebody who's going to buy it. And I would say if you're building it over the winter, get the Alienation Venus, because that's the hub that I helped design the shell for and what I run. So yeah, that being said, yo, no problem, BMX Trickmaster. He said, thanks for all the badass Swamp Fest videos, man. That's why I did it. I wanted to bring anyone who couldn't be there into Swamp Fest, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who wish they could have been there but couldn't. So that being said, lost my pads. Got to buy some shin guards tomorrow. Crazy loud bang on my car. No damage. Everything seems fine. Weird. Crazy. And to top it off, I got this couple, can't really see the other one because it kind of went away, but I went at the same trick that I tried on Tuesday for 3 hours, for 3 more hours last night, and could not land it cleanly. Bummed. Hopefully we get a day next week that I can get it, because I'm trying to make a promo video for that Alienation Venus. That being said, guys, I'm going to jump out of here. This has been BMX News. Check the links in the description down below. If you want to watch any of the videos I talked about or see anything that I talked about today, definitely watch the Ryan Mills video. It is worth watching. Watch the USL BMX cage match videos and follow that, because they are awesome. It's not just a bar spin tail whip fest in this one. There's a lot of them, but it's not all that it is, and it's definitely entertaining to watch. And Sauce and Justin Spree being refs was really awesome as well. Check all that stuff out. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video. Definitely stay tuned for that. I interviewed a BMX family, rad BMX family, when I was out at Woodward West, and that video is going up tomorrow. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for another video. Good night. Good morning.